So I decided to check my box of personal messages on YouTube, and what do I see but bombardment of questions concerning Modnation racers. 2 questions to be precise. 1, how bad are the load times? And 2, is the game worth getting or not based on what I played? A lot of people know I have it. They see me playing it on PSN or whatever, or at least trying to play it. And I was going to answer these questions very briefly in just one of these black screen things, but I figured I'd try something a little bit more fun. Okay. On the top screen, we're going to have Modnation racers starting up. Nothing's been omitted or cut out except for, the PSN me loading up the game. Everything you're seeing is from when you start the game all the way to the start. What do I mean by that? You'll see. On the bottom, we're going to have more footage of the game and other things, and I'm basically going to review the game in the span of time it takes to load. So how bad are the load times? You tell me. Anyway, here we go. Modnation Racers was a game I wanted to fall in love with almost immediately. It had charm, it had class, it looked great, and it looked to be like the Little Big Planet of kart racing games. Like, here's Mario Kart, but here comes a game where I could design my own courses and my own cars and my own riders, and it was like just this absolute dream come true. You're seeing me driving a custom car and a custom driver right now, something I made in my spare time, and I'll show you how easy it is to make stuff. The problems with the game don't lie in the gameplay itself. The game is very well designed. It is a fun, and I mean fun, combat-based kart racing game that could pretty much be on par with any of the other ones out there. The problems that hold it back are odd, to say the least, but one of the biggest ones is the fact that the online just never wants to work. Now, I had to slow this down so you could even see it, but I've just been disconnected from the network. The funny thing is, even if I get connected, I get to stay on for maybe a grand total of 10 minutes, and that's about all I've ever gotten out of this game. The online has not worked since day 1 and continues to not work to the date of this video's recording. This is pretty depressing when the concept is to go online and show off your creations and stuff. And while you could download and upload no problem, even if it's supposedly disconnected, it's still an issue. Now, the big draw for Modnation Racers obviously is making your own mods, your own karts, and your own tracks. I haven't really delved into the track editor aside from just minor stuff here and there, but let's just say it works as well as the tools I'm about to show you here. What you're seeing is a sped up thing where I basically just created my own racer and my own car. To say that these tools are easy is a joke. They are possibly some of the easiest to use creation tools on the face of the planet. Even a total moron could use these tools to make something, and the custom stuff that people have made online is absolutely stunning at best. They have taken every single pre-existing character you could name, and I mean anyone, and Mr. Monopoly's even there, if you want to talk about oddball stuff, or characters from movies. In fact, if you can name a comic book, a movie, an anime, a cartoon, or otherwise, I guarantee there's a character already made on Modnation Racers, or somebody's working on it right now. So if you're looking for content, you've got it. As for tracks, not so much. The reason I'm avoiding the track editor and downloading tracks is because when it comes to user creativity and ingenuity, people are very good at recreating stuff, but they're not very good at making their own stuff. And while there's a good track here or there, if I were to tell you that the tracks in Modnation Racers that you could download were that great, I would be lying. But on a whole, the creation tools are easy to use, fun, and making stuff is like one of the highlights of this game. So this really works well. In fact, it works too well. It's too easy to get lost in this thing. I spent like 3.5 hours in this the first time just making the first race you saw early on. This one I just made for the video, but I thought it would be fun to just show how simple it is to really customize stuff. And again, this is sped up, and I mean, it's not a slow procedure. It's a fun, fast procedure that doesn't take much time. So on a whole, while the gameplay and racing component are great and the creation tools are amazing, the game's load times are fucking atrocious. And mind you, this wouldn't even be a fucking problem. But here's the problem. This is every fucking time you go into a race and leave a race. Single player or multiplayer. I've had very little online experience because guess what? It's connected for a grand total of 10 minutes and it disconnected twice after it got online for I think maybe 30 seconds. And guess what? It had to load again. You will see these load screens fucking endlessly. So the question is, what do I think of Modnation Racers? I think it's pretty cool. What do I think of the load times? I think the load times fucking suck, and I think they need to be patched pronto. But on a whole, this is not really a review. This is a bare bones look at Modnation Racers. Cool game, but these load times fucking suck.